At Simply Amish, we offer most furniture built out of 8 different wood species. We have red oak, quarter sawn white oak, hickory, soft maple, hard maple, cherry, character cherry, and walnut. Now the different woods are all hardwoods. Even the soft maple, which might confuse people from time to time, is still a hardwood. Soft maple and cherry and character cherry are all of about the same density. The red oak and the quarter sawn white oak, hickory, they're definitely a more dense wood, but they are all hardwoods. All of these fine hardwoods are northern hardwoods, and being a northern hardwood just means they've gone through the seasons of the northern climate, and it's better color grade and a little tougher on the durability of the hardwood. Everything is kiln dried, and kiln dried just means that we are making sure the moisture content in the wood is at the right reading. So we like to see hardwoods at 7% moisture content, and that then allows us to build the product in a way that will be stable for you after you get it in your home. The difference between cherry and character cherry is simply the grading of the wood. So character cherry allows more knots and more character, and with character cherry we're able to use more of the tree, the same tree that we get our premium cherry out of, but the character cherry is less expensive. Because we can use all of the tree, we're able to provide a less expensive alternative and still have cherry wood. Adds a little rustic touch to the piece of furniture without actually having to pay any extra. And of course, if you don't like the knots in the character cherry, we would highly recommend that you just order premium cherry. Premium cherry is a nice clean cherry, and that's what most people are used to when they see cherry wood. Character cherry has open knots and some open cracks, and so we offer a filling the knot option with epoxy. And this epoxy is going to be as hard as the wood when it dries, so it's not going to be something that will decay over time or fall out of the wood or anything like that. So we offer this epoxy as an option in most items because some people don't want to have them filled in. But on tabletops, we now include the epoxy fill as a standard so that you don't have to worry about your food crumbs getting into these knots. So it comes standard on tabletops, bench seats, chair seats, that we will actually fill those knots for you without you having to ask us to do that. On every other piece of furniture, they can have open knots and a little bit open cracks as long as it's not going to affect the strength of the piece of furniture. Let's say that you have a buffet and you want the knots in the top of the buffet to be filled. Be sure to use that option. Please note that none of the knots on the rest of the piece will be filled. When I say the knots are filled in the tabletop, it's just the top. So the rest of the table, if it has an open knot in it, it'll still be there. Having these knots filled is as easy as just asking us to fill them. There's an option that tells you how much that's going to cost, and so be sure that you look that up in the price list and add that to the order. Soft maple is a little softer than hard maple, and the reason we use soft maple is because it will allow the stain to absorb, so we can offer it in a lot more colors. Hard maple is just so hard that the stain colors will not even absorb into the wood very well and becomes very blotchy. So we like the soft maple, and some people call soft maple brown maple, but brown maple is really not a type of wood. It's a grade of soft maple, which allows a little more color. Our white oak is quarter sawn. So what that means is it's just the different method of cutting the log up. It creates a very unique grain pattern, which also gives some additional flecking, as it's called, into the grain. So pay close attention to a quarter sawn white oak sample and notice the unique grain that it'll offer you. People ask all the time, what is our toughest wood? And my answer to that is simply, they're all hardwoods. So depends on what you mean by toughness, because all of the hardwoods that we use are going to make a piece of furniture that's going to last a long time. We're going to be able to offer a lifetime warranty on all of these, which is what we do. So the toughness, as far as will this piece of furniture last multiple generations? Will it last longer if you get it with quarter sawn white oak? My answer is no. The only difference really between, say, soft maple and quarter sawn white oak would be the toughness, as far as if you drop something on it, how deep will the dent be. With any of our wood, if you do drop something on it, there's a chance that you're going to dent it. And so denting or other damage similar to that, banging something against it or dropping something on it, it's really hard to prevent that with any type of wood. Some people say, well, what about scratching? And scratching is usually in the finish, not in the wood. So the wood really doesn't help much with scratching. Now, I will say, though, if you're pressing hard while writing a paper, maybe in cherry and soft maple, you'll actually be able to see the indentation if you press really hard, where in some of the other woods, probably not. Because we're using real solid wood to construct our furniture, not every piece is going to be the same grain pattern or the exact same color. There's a lot of variation in the beauty of solid wood furniture is just that every piece is slightly different. We do go through the wood and select the better cuts of the wood, so we don't use product that should not be used, but every piece of wood will look slightly different, therefore the uniqueness of a custom made solid wood piece of furniture.